8th grade science. We're looking at lesson 3, how force can now affect the motion of an object. Now, which dog do you think will win the tug of war? So you're looking at the two dogs. Each dog is pulling the rope, but in opposite directions. So when I look at this, I see that this is a bigger dog. So originally I would think that that dog would win, but this dog has more of the rope and is leaning more. So it looks like actually dog on the left would win. On the left looks like it will win the game of tug of war because it has more of the rope already. It is also using more of its weight to lean away from the big dog. Big dog looks like it is about to let go of the rope. Okay, so that's my prediction, my observation from the picture. Okay, we're going to go to exploration 1. Thunderstorm. Different things about forces, which is pushes and pulls on an object. What happened to the ball and what caused that damage? So if you see right here, you could see that it's not a whole ball anymore. It's been crushed in. The golf ball was moving at a really fast speed when it came into contact with the golf club that was moving at a fast speed as well. The club has more mass, so it transferred more energy. The energy was so much more than the golf ball that it caused the molecules and parts of the golf ball to move away, and the golf ball was damaged. Right, the golf ball has this like slight hole now. Okay, what if we take this golf ball now and we try to just like use our hands to make the golf ball change shape? You can't do it. You actually have to have a stronger force than your hands. There's push and pull of forces in different directions. There was a scientist called Newton, and he is the one that came up with these kinds of rules that we're learning about right now. So the motion of this, what they're using right here for the construction, that kind of machinery uses push and pull. Okay, so what forces are being exerted on the rock? You can't tell, or you can tell because the rocks move, or you can tell because the equipment is strong, or you could tell because the actual movement of the equipment. So really it's that the rocks are moving, right? It's that's what's the force. Because even if other things are moving, the reaction in that you get, the actual outcome is that the rocks move, and that's the force that you wanted to be exerted. Okay, here is constant movement of forces. Balancing is because there's the same weight, and then if they're not balanced, that's because of different weights. The blue person is, so in the first image, are they they are applying a force to the seesaw, right? Because they got on it. If they weren't on it, then they wouldn't be applying a force. But if they got on, they are. But the forces are balanced, so the motion doesn't change. But in the second image, the seesaw is acting on the force from both people. Okay, they're both creating a force, but the forces are unbalanced. That is why the motion happens, is because they're not the same mass. Different weights. Skater pushing off a wall knows that there will be a change in motion. They also give the example when you walk on grass that bends the grass blades. Think about a time you experienced or used force and write a scientific to show all the different, like a scientific argument that shows all the different forces, balanced and unbalanced. So just thinking about kind of something that uses a lot of force, I would consider like riding a bike. So when I ride my bike, there are forces. When I first get up on the bike, it is unbalanced. But if I can get on the seat, it does not tip over. That is because the force balances me out with the bike. Then I can move the bike but keep the balanced forces, right? So it was unbalanced because you were kind of swinging your leg over and trying to get on top of the bike, and there was more mass to one side as opposed to the other side. But once you get on top and you're sitting in the seat, it's a balanced force that keeps you up there and moving. Okay, two birds fly away from the same tree, and they both fly the exact same distance for exact same time. Why do they end up in different places? The birds end up in different places because they were going in different directions. This is called velocity. Right, so you can be going a certain speed, but direction also matters. So this is what they're teaching us right now. Velocity is the speed in a certain direction. So we have to start taking direction into account. Are we going up? Are we going down? Are we going left? Are we going right? What direction are we traveling? They're both, okay, so here's two people. They're in a hurry to catch a flight. They're both walking the same speed in different directions. And the walkway is going a speed that's like helping the person in the orange. So which stick figure is moving more quickly? Okay, we have more force going to the left. So the orange stick figure is moving with the walkway. This means there is more speed going in the direction to the left because there's more speed going left than right. That means that the orange person is going faster. Okay, so we're just talking about different diagrams. There's a force diagram. It's talking about how there is a force being exerted going down, which is helping to have more force going up, which is why the rocket goes up and it goes up quickly. Okay, the interesting part that people don't think about is the force going down. We know that it's definitely going up. we don't always think about going down. So sketch the arrows. We need the up and down for each situation. So I like to use these arrows. So there's an arrow going, pushing against the ball. There's the arrow pushing against it, and then we also have an arrow over here that turns around. That's pushing towards. So they push, kind of like push towards each other, almost like they're trying to meet in the middle. Oops, gotta make that arrow look better. Oof. There we go. Arrow pushing down here, arrow pushing up here, another arrow pushing down here, pushing that way, an arrow pushing back up. Okay, so we're showing all the different forces that are causing the situations to move. The whole reason, and you got to make sure that they're accurate because you have to show the direction that it's moving in. I want to move this here because the rabbit is moving forward. Even though there's a tinier arrow pushing back, there's always still an arrow that's going to push back. That is what gives it the force that it needs. So I'm just going to make sure that this arrow is tiny. I like this one, tiny, and then the other arrow is longer to show that there's more force, which is why the ball is going to go that way, which is why the rabbit's going to go that direction, because it's longer. All right, so then we're modeling a system and analyzing the forces at work. So here's the different forces for wind sail. The sailboat moves because of the, let's see, I would consider the sail because of the sail. The sail has the wind force pushing against it more than the force that pushes against the wind. The velocity and acceleration of the wind picks up the sail, and that is what makes it move in a quick direction and accelerate. Right? The forces are being used, and it was created to use the forces so that the air can move the sail, which moves more mass. Okay, and that's going to be all for exploration 1. We're going to do a new video for exploration 2.